welcome to the Mani and Fariha show. This is Mani and I am Fariha.
Hello everybody, how's everything and how are you guys enjoying winter so far?
Hello and welcome to the Mani and Fariha show. This is Mani and I am Fariha.
Hello everybody, how's everything and how are you guys enjoying winter so far? It just looks like we are just in the winter. It's just happening to us.
Well, we do live in Canada, so you know that is to be expected and anticipated, and nonetheless every year we're like, oh my gosh, this coldness, the snow, but we can enjoy it as well. And today, as you can see, we are surrounded by garments, actually socks, which may help us to at least bring color into our winter. The quality of them, they're pretty warm looking. I haven't tried them on my feet as of yet, but this is our topic of discussion today. And going forward, we do have a few fashion segments. A few of my friends have been approaching me with various projects, and we thought we would start it off from, so to speak, the bottom up.
There you go. That's a really great way to start bottom up, you know. So socks is the way to start off with the fashion segment.
Yes, very much so.
And you know what, we always, you know, sometimes we used to talk about, you know, about being a Muslim, you know, as a Muslim religion, you know, we have a halal this, halal that, you know, halal candy, halal fries, you know, my son, you know, make fun of that. And then there was a halal pepperoni. Now
halal pepperoni? And now we have, there you go.
We're going to talk about halal socks today.
Halal socks and how the concept evolved.
Yes. So what is so halal about these halal socks, and where did the concept, and who conceived this concept? And this is quite interesting, you know, because the first time I saw these socks was on Justin Trudeau's feet.
That's our premier.
Exactly.
Our prime minister.
Yes,
I know, and he has publicly worn them. He loves them. I've seen them on him on a number of occasions, and I think we even have a clip that you guys can peruse through that we will share as a link so that you can see Mr. Justin Trudeau wearing our halal socks. And without further ado, we would like to introduce the founder of Halal Socks. This is Sherry Qureshi. Welcome to the show.
Thank you very much for having me. Assalamu alaikum, everyone.
Walaikum salam. And thank you for bringing such a variety of socks.
Yes, no problem. We've got, you mentioned Justin Trudeau's, we call this the famous Justin Trudeau Happy Eid sock.
Okay.
We've got about 14 different designs, but we brought in a few just for you.
Very Canadian over here.
That's right.
And it says on it, in solidarity we stand.
That's right. So that's actually, we can speak about it now. As you know, the Quebec mosque incident is coming up on January the 29th.
Yes.
And we wanted to commemorate that event by creating a sock that represents the diversity in Canada. Each maple leaf, as you can see, is red, white, and green. So the green represents the Muslims in the Canadian fabric. And as Canadians, with everything, we stand in solidarity. So that's why on the toe it said, in solidarity we stand. And
I don't know if you guys can see it. I'll put it up. It says it's right there.
Yes, it's a beautiful concept. And you just, you can wear it throughout the year. You don't have to really
that's right.
during the wintertime.
And right now, because it's a week away, or within the next few days, 50% of the proceeds from this sock are going to the victims and the families and to the mosque.
Amazing.
Amazing.
So you've always been very much about helping the community and about giving back. So what do you practice with the halal socks that, in turn, you've already shared about the solidarity socks, but do you have an ongoing platform?
Yes, so just to give you a quick brief, so the halal socks is just over 6 months old.
Yes.
And
but it's really taken off.
Alhamdulillah, it's obviously with our premier wearing it for the first time, especially on the world stage. He wore it the second time at Pride Parade, which is global coverage. But going back, so Sarah and I, Sarah is my wife, she's the co-founder of Halal Socks. Our aim with these socks was to celebrate Islam and ultimately fight Islamophobia. When I wear these socks, people ask, well, what's this Arabic? What is this? And that gives me a 2-second or 2-minute opportunity of dawah. well, you know what, this is Eid, this is Arabic, this is what we practice, like Christmas, like Easter. And now they know a little bit about Islam. So to answer your question, celebrate Islam and fight Islamophobia.
That's a great way. And again, would you tell our audience how actually you conceived the idea for, because when we were having conversation, prior to this show, you were actually, how did you come up with the idea?
That's right. So I can't take all the credit. It would have to give it to my wife, Sarah. So we haven't been married for too long, but so once, you know how it is, once you get married, the wife improves your fashion sense and everything. So she also started from the bottom up. Yeah. And one of the things I had to get rid of were my black socks. So that's right. So she introduced me to colorful socks. And so for this, the idea was conceptualized in, I believe in 2016, the second Eid, Eid al-Adha, which is the Hajj Eid. And so Sarah was looking for something festive, something festive as in something that said Eid related. So we checked and Amazon and colorful. She checked Amazon. We looked at a lot of Muslim boutique stores online and in store. Couldn't find anything.
Right. There's a market niche right there.
So then we thought, okay, well, there's nothing there. Maybe there's a reason. There's nothing there. Maybe because and culturally you can't have certain things on the feet. But we said we could still have some fun. Over just watching TV and having tea, Sarah started sketching what she would have liked to see on a sock. The sketch came, and I thought it was nice. I've got some Photoshop skills. I put it in Photoshop, and then we showed it to our family. They said, you might have something. Not knowing how far it could get, I sent it for prototyping. The first sock cost me $100, and that was the sock. That was the most expensive sock I've ever worn or bought. And then I started wearing it around. Everywhere I would wear it, people would say, I would get a lot of feedback. This has got Arabic. This has got the star crescent. This is haram. Or what's going on? Are you making fun of Islam? While we were getting those comments, a lot of people were saying, these are great, where can we get these? So we got a whole spectrum of feedback. At that point, we said, okay, we got to take a step back and make sure we talk to the people who know Islam, which are the imams, get their opinions in. And we got their opinions, we got a few other opinions, and adjusted the designs accordingly.
Because, quite frankly, that did go through my mind, because my mom is super religious and everything is haram. In our house, we can't do this is haram, you can't do that, that's haram. And I think that she may take offense to, the symbolism that you see, the crescent and the star and the Arabic writing. And I'm assuming that it doesn't say anything godly in Arabic, but nonetheless, just to sometimes see, Arabic writing is like, should that be down there?
That's right. And for that reason, we had gone to 8 different mosques. Obviously, there are different type of Muslims, so there are different type of mosques. So we wanted to make sure people didn't compartmentalize us. Well, these are these type of Muslims. So we checked with all different types of mosques as we could, and every imam gave us some feedback. And we said, is it wrong to have Arabic on the feet? And Imam and here in Mississauga said, well, it's not, but a lot of the community, without having much knowledge, they think Arabic is from the Quran. But Islamically, there's nothing wrong. So we went ahead with it. We've got another sock. It's called Jumu'ah Mubarak sock. And it's got what looks like masjids on the sock. And so he said, although there's nothing wrong, but remove it from the bottom. Remove the crescent. We did it. And so once we got the buy-in, alhamdulillah, we felt comfortable that we could mass produce these designs.
That's amazing.
So I want to know, did you guys actually send Justin Trudeau the socks as a compliment?
Right. So what happened was, continuing on with the story, so we wanted to check Islamically if it was okay. And we wanted to also check with the Muslim business leaders and also the Muslim politicians. One of the politicians we asked was Umar Al-Gabra. He's the MP of Mississauga, one of them. And Umar was very nice to give us some time, and we spoke to him and said, this is what we're trying to do. What are your thoughts? And he gave us his feedback. Sarah and I, we took it away, And just as a thank you, we gave him 2 socks. That's what we were doing. And we joked, Sarah and I were like, how cool would it be if Justin Trudeau got a hold of these socks? Omar Al-Ghabbar didn't say anything.
Yeah.
We walked out, nothing happened. 3 days later, Justin Trudeau's wearing our sock.
Wow.
at a private event, Project Ramadan event.
Yes.
And that's where we were caught up by surprise. We didn't know. We were shocked. And that was it. We got a little bit of a spike. People were talking about it. Nothing happened.
Yeah.
A couple of days later, he wore it at Pride Parade. And Pride Parade, as you know, it's a massive scale event in Toronto, and it's globally covered. He wore it, and the media caught it. And they said he is wearing on Pride something that looks like multicolored that has Arabic on it. Now, what the coincidence was, Eid and Pride fell on the same day. So while he was marching at Pride, Muslims were celebrating Eid.
Yeah.
Right?
And he was doing both in the socks.
And he was doing both with the socks. And that's what created, created us.
Yeah.
Right.
That's amazing. So was the name Halal Socks from the beginning?
So when we came up with the concept, we said, what name do we give it? Do we give it Muslim socks? Do we give it Islam socks? Do we give it novelty socks with Muslim designs? We said we need to come up with something that doesn't say Muslim or Islam, but yet it goes with it.
Conceptualized.
But it's also catchy. So we ended up going with halal socks to show people, as Muslims, it is permissible to wear colorful socks.
Yes.
So that was sort of the background of
So
halal.
they're totally kosher, so to speak, as well.
Absolutely.
They are. And again, we can see that every sock here has a different story, and of course there's a different background. So we are going to discuss, and you said you have 14
That's right.
15 different
So
prototypes now?
although we're just over 6 months, and we've got about 14 designs online, and we are working with a lot of charities.
Yes.
And one of them is this charity.
Shaukat Khanum Hospital.
This is the Shaukat Khanum Hospital, and this is the one, the Imran Khan's hospital in Pakistan. And Uncle Khalid Usman is a family friend of ours, and he
From Markham, right?
From Markham,
Yes.
and he had heard about the socks, and he had mentioned it to my dad, how he liked the socks. So I reached out to him, and he's like, "Bete, I have an idea for you. Can you make socks for Shaukat Khanum?"
Yeah.
I said, "Inshallah, we'll go ahead." And the idea behind these was fundraising socks. So the socks were provided to him, and funds were raised.
Yeah.
And at the gala, I believe about 300 to 400 socks were sold, and a significant amount was raised.
Yeah.
That's amazing. I know that we're due for a break now, but like Mani said, every sock has a story, and we want to hear each of those stories behind these socks. So once we return, we will get more into the conversation about these halal colorful socks.
Stay tuned. We'll be right back.
अपने प्यारों को बुलाइए कनाडा में बसाइए with ICC immigration मुस्तकबिल सवारे आसानी के साथ ICC के साथ
ICC इमिग्रेशन के RD, MD और उनकी प्रोफेशनल टीम हेड ऑफिस मिसिसागा से आपको सर्व कर रही हैं। बिजनेस वीजा, स्टूडेंट वीजा, वर्क परमिट, स्पॉन्सरशिप या किसी भी अप्रूव कैटेगरी में आप अपने प्यारों को कनाडा बुलाना चाहते हैं तो अभी कॉल कर लें 905-461-2424। It's 905-461-2424।
ICC immigration
जब भी बात होती है कार एक्सीडेंट की तो हम तलाश करते हैं एक लॉयर को और हमारे पास मौजूद हैं डेविड हेमोफार।
Yes, thank you. I'm David Himmelfarb. I have over 30 years experience in personal injury matters. We have a downtown Toronto location with over 22 lawyers to service you. And we speak your language, Urdu, Punjabi and Hindi. We have a great community liaison, Anjum Qureshi.
आप हमें कॉल कर सकते हैं 416-570-0157।
Knowledge, integrity, experience, and service. These are really the elements you are looking for in a good financial professional. Whether it is life and critical insurance to protect your family and business, retirement savings to live comfortably, education savings to educate your children, group health benefits to safeguard your employees, or travel and super visa insurance for your friends and family. That's what Zaid Syed of Arouge Financial brings to your table. Call him at 905-624-0008 or visit arougefinancial.com.
क्या जमाना आ गया है, न मोहब्बत रही, न चीजों में लज्जत।
हाँ बाबूजी,
सब कुछ बदल गया।
दुरुस्त।
बस ये नहीं बदला केक रस बचपन में छीन छीन कर खाता था। माशाअल्लाह, वही खूबी, वही लज्जत। बरखुरदार।
लीजिए, हाजिर है केसीबी केक रस्क। शुरू से अब तक एक सी लज्जत।
केसीबी केक रस्क।
More shopping?
Yes, on my home.
Welcome to Pan Am Blinds Limited. My name is Bobby, and I would like to introduce our very newest product. It is only with us with Pan Am Blinds in improved.
It's combination of
and silver shades, so Venus shades, or Shangri-La shades. So it's a very unique and new product in different color. It's an energy saver. You can save your 85% energy, and also it has child safety features over here. If you see here, if it goes down, it will open itself, and you will see through from this, but ultraviolet rays controlled. No UV light will come in, and you can see out, and people, they can see very slightly. Please come to our store and see how many beautiful colors we do have, and enjoy your comfort of life.
अब हासिल करें रियल एस्टेट प्री कंस्ट्रक्शन की एक्सक्लूसिव डील्स अर्बन रियल्टी पॉइंट ब्रोकरेज के साथ, जैसे एम सिटी कॉन्डोज, डाउनटाउन मिसिसागा का लाइफस्टाइल एंड ट्रांजिट सिटी कॉन्डोज एट डाउनटाउन वन, जहां से है टीटीसी सबवे की डायरेक्ट एक्सेस, डिटैच्ड होम और फ्री होल्ड टाउन हाउसेस की एक्सक्लूसिव डील्स और रीसेल्स के लिए अभी कॉल करें मोस्ट ऑनेस्ट एंड एक्सपीरियंस रियल्टर्स अरसलान बेग at 416-779-6047 और इशरत लाइक at 416-707-1864.
The law professionals at TM Law, providing professional services in the GTA in the areas of civil litigation, criminal defense, family matters, and real estate, serving the community in English, Punjabi, Hindi, and Urdu. For more information, call Tahir Majid, barrister and solicitor at 647-838-4773, or you can visit tahirlaw.ca.
Welcome back, everyone. As you can see in the break, we were playing a bit of musical socks and have changed things around. And thank you so much, Sherry. He actually brought us samples,
Yes.
and as a present for each of us, we each have Mani and I have the Solidarity socks. So thank you. That's very gracious of you.
Definitely we'll be rocking these socks on the 29th, and definitely wearing them around, not just in the house, everywhere, you know.
Everywhere.
Just wearing them for the whole week, you know, next week, all week.
Next time you hear about halal socks in the media, it'll be because of us.
Yes.
So watch out, Justin Trudeau. Right? Oh, we have a very special sock right here. It's to extend a foot of friendship to Mr. Trump. So there you go. Yes.
Yes.
So united we stand.
That's right. So
with the states.
I really like that.
So this one actually, a lot of our, cause the sock that you have over there, that's the Muslim Canadian Solidarity sock.
Yes.
So a lot of our social media followers suggested we've got a big following from the U.S. and they said we need a U.S. Muslim Solidarity sock. And
absolutely, they do.
So what we did was we created one over here where, as you can see, the green stars are the Muslims in the American fabric, and over there, the slogan we put was "United We Stand."
Yes. And it also says halal socks right here.
Yep.
And of course, you guys are right here,
branding.
everywhere.
Yeah.
United we stand. So this is for the U.S. Muslims.
Yes. Another thing
And
which
we'll
I was,
send, of course, Donald Trump, a couple of pairs for him.
I know,
too.
next time it might be Donald Trump that you see with them on, right? I was very interested in the fabric because I'm all about natural fabrics, especially when we have boots on and in the Canadian weather, and it's all about like breathability. And I see that these are made by, or rather with combed cotton.
Correct. Yeah, so the combed cotton in all of these socks is at least 80%. The reason I say at least, the designs take away the others. Okay. The designs, the coloring, the finer details are made with nylon and polyester.
Yeah. And I think like the elastic, and you can
and the elastic, that's right.
For sure. So where did you find your manufacturer to actually put these together?
Right, so the prototyping was done here in Toronto, and obviously we wanted to make sure that we could make socks that were relatively inexpensive. So we had actually looked at Turkey, South Korea, China, and Pakistan. And out of all those places, we had the best luck with China. Although some of our designs are made in Turkey, and this year we're going to be moving to South Korea. But those are sort of, that's the region that we're working with.
Perfect. Okay. Very good. And you said that you guys design all of them?
That's right.
So on the computer, they're all digitally done first, and then you just like shoot them an email?
Right. So initially, we don't have a background in textiles or designing, so we had to figure out, to design a sock, what would be the best way to design it. It took us a couple of weeks to figure out what would be the best way how to design it in Photoshop. And then once Sarah is our creative genius, so she's designed all of these socks. I'm a little bit proficient in Photoshop, so I ported the designs into Photoshop, and that's when we were conversing with the manufacturers. Each one had a different specification how they received the designs. And so whatever their requirements were, we try to match their requirements and send it to them.
So it's on demand. Let's say if we want to have our show socks.
Yes.
Mani and Fariha show, right? And just
the next big thing.
And Mani and Fariha show socks, would be probably next halal thing, going on around. So how do we reach out in terms of, you have a packages, or for your product that you would be offering for this kind of occasions, or you have different for different festivities, I can see, for the occasions, but for the charities you have different tags.
Right. So our third aim was to give back to the community, and we wanted to do this in a fun, playful way. And so what we did was we created charity socks. So our very first charity series socks was the one for Islamic Relief. And following that, we did for another non-for-profit organization called Smile. They do awareness for special needs kids.
Great organization.
Yeah, mashallah, they're doing good work. We are working very closely with, I don't know if you heard of Project Ramadan, and inshallah with the Citizens Foundation. So we've started taking custom orders from corporations and organizations.
Is there a minimum that we have to subscribe to?
Yes. So the minimums with anything, the more that's right. So the minimums are they end up anywhere from 500 to 1,000.
Okay. I also really like the way that they're individually packaged. So who came up with the concept of that, of just having them?
Yeah. So both Sarah and I, we love our coffees, and so these are, as you can see, inspired by coffee bags. And one of the things what we wanted to do with the packaging was have it stand out, just like the name. Something's a little bit catchy. We wanted something different
to stand out too.
And so at the same time, bring some element of joy or happiness. So at the back, you can see it says Mubarak in English, in Arabic. Which is see-through, so once the sock is inside, you can see what sock is in the package.
The color. And not only does it stand out, it stands up. There you go.
Of course, you thought it was chocolates, right?
Oh, no. I was hoping that,
there were chocolates
it was
in there.
Chocolates on the
because
side.
I'm still hoping that when I open it, there's still chocolates in there.
There may be a hidden one. But that sock in particular, I wanted to talk about because that says Canada to me. There's the beaver, there's the Canadian flag, almost the CN Tower, Toronto. Well, actually, more than Canada, it's Toronto, like the Toronto International Film Festival, curling. It's like everything Canadian that you can possibly conceive of is on that sock.
That's right. So this sock, when we started, I guess within our third, fourth month, we collaborated with a Muslim artist here in Toronto. Her name is Fariha Zaman.
Yes.
And mashallah, she's worked with Toronto International Film Festival, with the TTC, the Four Seasons, and so we reached out to her and she wanted to collaborate. So this artwork is hers.
Yes.
And one of the things that we asked her to do was, as we live in the great city of Toronto, we want to represent the diversity there. So if you look in detail, there's a person here with a beard. Yes. There's another lady here in a hijab. Yeah. To show the richness in the city.
The colorfulness.
The colorfulness. We've got elements like, as you mentioned, the beaver, the Canadian flag.
The six.
The six. Yeah. The Ram, hockey. And inshallah, we are planning on coming up with other Muslim, we call them Muslim Western cities.
Yes.
So it'll be like New York, Chicago,
Dearborn,
LA,
absolutely.
Dearborn.
Yeah. Oh, there's endless possibilities with the socks alone.
That's right.
And I'm sure that there's a lot of interest and probably many corporations that want to, do something with these socks. So have you been approached, Jerry?
Yes, we have. So for Eid al-Adha last year, we were quite surprised. We were approached by a major airline in the U.S., and they said, well, part of our diversity and inclusivity program, we are celebrating Eid.
Wow.
And we saw your brand in the news, and we were wondering if you would be interested in sending X amount of socks. And we were delighted, and we sent them the socks, and they sent us pictures of their party. And that in itself really touched us, to know that here is a big organization. They are celebrating Islam and Muslim culture.
Yeah.
And that's exactly what we stand for.
Yeah.
Alhamdulillah. That was one. And then most recently for Christmas, we had a big law firm reach out to us. Similarly, they said, well, we're having our diversity holiday party. And
all inclusive. Right?
All inclusive. And we've got some Muslims in our staff. So we'd like to have some of your product and given out to them as gifts.
That's amazing.
Alhamdulillah.
Over and above, like when you speak about Christmas, I think of the Christmas stockings that kind of hang.
That's right.
I'm sure that could be something that halal socks would get into too.
And it's amazing,
And
this is another great, absolutely. And I think that's what I would do, take out the socks, they're clean, they're fresh, they're brand new, and put some chocolates in there.
Yeah.
And I lost my thought, I guess. Oh yes, I was speaking of diversity. This is what we all about. Especially in Toronto, in Canada. And this is what a great way.
What a great way.
Just, celebrate diversity.
And it's not just a case of
another great way.
In solidarity we stand, but in solidarity we walk, right?
That's right.
Because ultimately we have to go our ways, and why not just go together?
Absolutely.
So the metaphorism of it, because I'm all about words and poeticness, it really kind of is like an analogy.
And I'm sure a lot of people in our audience must be thinking now, where can they get these socks from?
Yes.
That's right. So our socks are available online at halalsocks.com. Our social media is we're on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. And also there are about 6 stores in the GTA that are carrying our socks.
Amazing. Have you ever thought of like pop-ups?
Yes, we've done a few pop-ups initially, but now that we've got the stores, we haven't had the chance to. We can't. That's right. But alhamdulillah, we were at RIS, we were at some of these events that come up. We get out there.
Absolutely. Now I know where to get my pair of socks, especially when all of these festivities and events are coming. So I'm definitely getting my pair of socks from
we already
directly.
Have one and as a gift.
Because last time what happened, when I saw Justin Trudeau wearing that, I was like, I went everywhere to find that pair of sock, and I didn't know that you guys were only 6 months old. I was like, where did
You
he
seem
get
quite
that pair? Not good. Exactly. So it's amazing, and probably next year by Eid, everybody would be wearing these.
Inshallah. And to your point
and I'm
earlier,
hoping you'll be having different prototypes too by then.
Yes, inshallah. So we've got a whole new collection coming in 2018. And just to sort of add to your point, what better person to wear the socks the very first time was Justin Trudeau.
Absolutely. Yes.
A leader, a prime minister of a country that promotes inclusivity, tolerance, diversity. And we were literally, when he wore our socks, Sarah was in tears, and we couldn't believe it. This was kind of like the Canadian dream that we realized.
It was very emotional indeed. And also, you're not a stranger to us. We've met previously on a different project, but the entrepreneurial spirit, so to speak, it's like you just keep going, because I know you've had a number of projects that you've delved into previously. So what can you say about that? Because this, in the short span of 6 months, has really taken off. But what would you give as a message to other people wanting their enterprise to take off?
Yeah, well, alhamdulillah. I mean, I've been very fortunate to have supportive parents and family. This is, if I could count, this is probably the 8th venture. And every time the failures were more opportunities to learn.
Absolutely.
And kept on building and building and building and knowing what not to do. You mentioned the packaging. Previously, my ventures were software related, and in software, the consumer does not give you another chance if you have bugs. So what we wanted to make sure that every single detail in the packaging and the socks was perfect. And that's something that I learned because of all the previous experiences.
Yeah. So I think the takeaway from this is, never give up. You never know what may evolve, right? Keep that entrepreneurial spirit going, and keep those ideas coming out. Like nothing is impossible.
It's impossible, or nothing is small. The way he said it, that Sarah had this little idea, where she conceived this idea on a paper, and she just started drawing, and before you know, it just took off. And look at this today. He has more than 15 prototypes, and just mashallah, it took off, and he's just accelerating every day. So as he said, there are 4 or 6 GTA stores in the GTA alone, and of course you can go online and order your socks, and there is an online coupon also that he has offered today.
We have a coupon code today.
Graciously, there's a coupon code which is Toronto 360. So please hit Toronto 360 and you can get your 10% or 15% off there. And it's going to be for a limited time through this show. Get yourself as many pairs as you want, and especially for next week, in solidarity, you definitely want that pair.
And it's really difficult to choose. I would want like one of each, quite frankly.
And there's a whole box full of there, and I really want one of each pair, at least, for this winter. They're all beautiful pairs. So till next time, enjoy these pairs of socks. We know exactly we are enjoying our pair of socks, at least for next week.
At least for next week, yes, and for the year to come as well.
Absolutely.
So thank you so much, Sherry, for being here with us.
Thank you very much for having
us, Sherry. For the stories and the present. We greatly appreciate it. And for keeping, that spirit alive, that the ideas evolving, and just keep them flowing, because you never know what might take off.
And definitely our paths will cross again. I'm sure we'll see you around again.
Inshallah.
Another thing which I was thinking is that necessity is truly the mother. Exactly, the mother of invention, right? It was Sarah saying that I can't find socks that I want.
Yes.
And it's like, well, why not design them? So if there's anything that you yourself are looking for out there, why not just go out and design it? Another quote that I've read recently is that if there's a book that you want to read, maybe you are the one to write it. So that's some food for thought for each and every one of you. Thank you once again, Sherry. Thank you for being with us every week. We really appreciate it, all your love, all your feedback. And until next time, goodbye and God bless.
See you next week. Bye.
Dixie Electronics and Appliances is your #1 destination for electronics and appliances. Choose from TVs and home audio that will entertain your whole family, to home comfort essentials for your living space, and a wide selection of appliances to build your perfect kitchen. From selection to delivery, Dixie Electronics is everything you need. Price match guarantee and 0% financing available, all under one roof. Come today at 5120 Dixie Road, Mississauga, or visit the website at dixieelectronics.ca.
Injuries not only impact you, but also people around you. Life is better than this. Let's get your life back. The injury lawyers at Olam Law will use their years of experience to handle your claim so that you can focus on your recovery. And remember, you don't pay until we win. Olam Law.
रोशन मुस्तकबिल और अपनों का साथ जन्नत से कम नहीं। आप भी कनाडा को अपना घर बना सकते हैं। ग्रीन स्टार इमिग्रेशन सॉल्यूशंस के रेगुलेटेड कैनेडियन इमिग्रेशन कंसल्टेंट शहबाज अकबर के साथ मास्टर ऑफ बिजनेस क्लास इमिग्रेशन, एक्सप्रेस एंट्री, स्किल क्लास इमिग्रेशन, रेफ्यूजी क्लेम्स एंड फैमिली स्पॉन्सरशिप्स। सो कॉल नाउ एट 416-508-3989. Green Star Immigration Solutions Canada. It's never too late to follow your dreams.
If you are looking for a reliable, professional, and affordable travel agency in your town, then your search is over. Global Travel and Tours is your personal travel partner. Our dedicated staff at Mississauga, Jeddah, and Islamabad is always ready to make your trip hassle-free, memorable, and cost-effective. We will assist you with hotel reservations, the transportation, visa assistance, and travel insurance. We are the #1 pilgrimage specialist for Hajj, Umrah, as well as ziyarat to Iran and Iraq. Global Travel and Tours is a one-stop solution for your travel, immigration, and Forex needs. We are IATA approved agents and an authorized Umrah agent. To book your holiday or Umrah package, please give us a call right now at 1-877-275-3555. We look forward to hearing from you.
जिंदगी के मुश्किल लम्हों में आपको चाहिए एक कॉन्फिडेंट और स्ट्रॉन्ग रिप्रेजेंटेशन जैसे सैयद एम रजा, पर्सनल इंजरी एंड लिटिगेशन लॉयर फ्रॉम सैयद लॉ। कार एक्सीडेंट या स्लिप एंड फॉल एक्सीडेंट की सूरत में साउथ एशियन कम्युनिटी की रिलायबल एंड स्ट्रॉन्ग रिप्रेजेंटेशन, यानी आपकी अपनी जुबान में साल साल से कम्युनिटी की खिदमत में पेश सैयद एम रजा, पर्सनल इंजरी एंड लिटिगेशन लॉयर फ्रॉम सैयद लॉ। अपॉइंटमेंट के लिए अभी कॉल करें 416-937-5046।